Hi, Caroline. How are you doing today? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you. Let's like the live. Let's share as well as subscribe, guys. Thank you for joining. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Thank you guys for joining. Let me know who has joined. Let me know who has joined, guys, and I'm going to appreciate. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, guys, kindly let's subscribe so that we can be able to support the platform, guys, so that we can be able to support the platform. And guys, I'm always going to appreciate, I'm always please, I'm always going to appreciate, guys. Let me know how you are faring on this great Saturday. Yeah, guys, it's already weekend. Wow, days are running very fast. Days are running very fast. You know, days are running very fast. The weekend is here. The weekend is here. I think we just have one weekend, and then we are, we will be done with the month of February, guys. We will be done with the month of February. Wow, that's so amazing, eh? That's very amazing, guys. That's very amazing. Uh, it's a it's a clear indication that it's a clear indication that we are moving very fast. Huh? We are moving very fast, and very soon we'll just find ourselves, celebrating some of these key celebrations, such as the Ramadan. The Ramadan just started the other day, and very soon, very soon, you just find that the Ramadan is heading, probably in the month of April. So these days are running very fast, which is such a very good thing, because at the end of the day, guys, we are still, trying to catch up. We are trying to catch up with our dreams, with our goals, which is a very better thing. Which is a very better thing. Otherwise, guys, today we also have a very critical topic. Should teachers, yeah, or maybe I should have put it this way: should the teaching fraternity be sued for neglecting students? Should teachers be sued for neglecting students? And the main reason why I have focused on this topic is because of another developing story that I saw yesterday over the media. whereby a five-old kid, a five-old kid in one of the schools, in our country, uh, you know, was I don't know if I don't know if she was neglected, or because the information is not coming out clearly. But the story goes like this, guys. This kid just went to school, but unfortunately the kid did not go back home. You know, so the kid just went home. The kid just went to school. She was taken to school by the mother, but unfortunately the kid didn't go back home. You know, and so the same day, the parent, the mother of the kid, called the school, alerting the school that the kid had not gone home. And the school verified by saying that the kid was not within the school compound. It's a true story. It's a true story of really what happened, you know, over the week. And I saw it to be very, very, very fishy, because a parent taking her kid to school, but at the end of the day the kid does not go back home. That's a very tricky story. So when the school was called, the school was asked about why the kid, where, the school was asked about the whereabouts of that kid, and the school said, you know what, we haven't seen the kid. We believe that we released the kid, and the kid, maybe probably she might be somewhere else apart from the school. you know and the following day, so the parent went ahead. The parent now went into panic mode. The moment you hear that maybe your son or your daughter cannot be located within the school compound, and probably that's where your trust is about maybe the school protecting your kid. And then at the end of the day you are told, you know what, we can't be able to locate your kid. That is a worrying trade. That's a very worrying trade. So as a concerned parent, the parent went ahead. They reported to the police. The parent went ahead and reported to the police. And the report was, yes, we took our daughter to school, but unfortunately our daughter didn't come back home. So as the law force, as the law agency, we are really calling upon you, so that maybe you can be able to locate where our daughter might be. And that was the case, guys. That was the case. So when the police took up the matter, you know the police didn't care a lot. The police was not so keen for the first day the case was reported. And they took the initiative the following morning, very early in the morning, you know before the school was opened. Because you see, now the case was reported like yesterday, like maybe let's say yesterday in the evening, that probably we have a lost kid. The kid went to school, but the kid didn't go back home. So the police didn't take immediate action, but the police decided, you know what, we are going to check on that issue the very first thing, tomorrow in the morning. And the police went to school trying to find about the whereabouts of the kid. And shockingly, the kid slept in the classroom. This is where the entire story is so heartbreaking. This is where the entire story is so heartbreaking, in the context that the kid slept inside the classroom. The kid slept inside the classroom. and you know, the parent had really called the school administration asking for the kid, and the school administration really said, you know what, we haven't seen your kid. You know, we released each and every kid to go back home. So if your daughter has not come back home, then a school, we are not sure about where maybe your daughter is. But shockingly, it was found out that the kid had slept. You know, the kid got locked. You know, the kid got locked inside the class. You know, the kid got locked inside the class, and that issue became very, very tricky, because people now are trying to understand where, you know, how on earth, a school administration, you are saying that maybe you don't have someone's kid, and then when the police does the investigation, then the kid is found, you know, the kid is found locked, you know, locked inside the classroom. You know, though the kid was unhurt, but that kid was locked inside the classroom. You know, the issue is very, very tricky, and if you look at that issue from an ethical point of view, then the school administration must have failed big time. You know, because I believe it's the role of the school administration to ensure that each and every kid, you know, to ensure that each and every kid goes back home. Yeah. And the school administration should also be very, very critical, especially when maybe they are called by parent and they are told, you know what, maybe our son or our daughter hasn't come back home. So the school should be very much concerned. But in this case, the police, after doing the investigation, they just found that the kid was, you know, the kid was had been locked, you know, had been locked inside the classroom. And to make the matter worse, she was just 5 years old, guys. 5 years old. Yeah. And now the question that really people are really asking, because is still a very critical issue that is still in our brains. People are really asking about the high level of negligence by the school, by the entire school administration. Because one, you got called, you are told that there is a kid who cannot be located, and the same school administration confirms that this kid is not within our school, you know, within our school compound. And once the parent now reports to the police, and the police does their investigation, they just find that that child really slept in that school, and she was locked inside the classroom. You know, she was locked inside the classroom. And the key issue was, people, you know, when thinking the entire issue, we are really trying to understand how on earth, you know, how on earth, who really locked the door for, you know, who really locked the door, that classroom door. Because at the end of the day, I believe it was a kind of an intentional thing, that you know, there is need to lock that door. Or maybe maybe the school locks the door after all the kids are, you know, all the kids have gone home. But on this particular day, you know, was the kid intentionally locked inside the class? That's the question that people are really asking. Because if you look from it from an ethical point of view, the kid, for heaven's sake, she's just 5 years old, just 5 years old, you know, and she has been locked inside the classroom, you know, to sleep there, to poo there, you know, all the charges that are linked with 5 years. And you know, according to the police investigation, the investigations showed that there are a lot of mosquitoes inside that class. So you can now imagine the kind of mental, you know, because that's the kind of mental torture that kid really underwent. And then apart from that, you can also see the kid got locked inside the class. There was no food. there was no, there was no access to anyone. And when you look at it from a very, from a very ethical point of view, I think that's the highest level of unprofessionalism. That's the highest level of unprofessionalism, because at the end of the day, someone must be responsible. When parents take their kids to school, then someone must be responsible, be it maybe the class administration, be it maybe the class teacher, be it maybe the deputy, be it maybe, whichever, whomever he or she is. They must be responsible. And for this case, I think it is a kind of someone trying maybe to harass this 5 year old girl, because one, you have locked this girl inside the classroom. Two, you have denied this girl, maybe to have, you have denied her a lot, not to see the parent, to make the parent also worry where maybe the whereabouts of that girl, all those things. And when the school administration was asked about that issue, the school didn't even respond, because there was a form of a hidden agenda. We don't know the real agenda, yeah? We don't know the real agenda, but intentionally locking a kid, and I can see how kids are restless, but imagine the kid is now locked inside a room, with no access to outside world. I think that's the worst kind of a mental torture that the kid really faced. And therefore, this now leads us, because that's a very ethical question that we should all be asking ourselves. Yeah, should teachers be sued for neglecting students? So when I look at it from a holistic point of view, this is, I think, the worst level of negligence. This is the highest level of negligence, because where are you from? This is Mole. Thank you so much. I'm from Kenya. What about you? What about you, Mole? Godhi. What about you? Where are you from? Thank you so much for joining, and kindly consider subscribing, and I'm going to appreciate. South Africa. Wow. A lot of love from South Africa. The land of Mandela. Yeah, the land of Mandela. Wow, good to see you, my brother, all the way from South Africa. Wow, that's very, very nice. That's very, very nice. Mm. Yeah, you are from South Africa. I'm also from East Africa. You know, yeah, you are from South. I'm from East. Yeah, that is it. That is it. That's a very, very amazing, amazing way of meeting people. Very, very amazing way of meeting people, guys. So guys, now when I look at this story, whereby, teachers are so high, in terms of neglecting maybe the students, then that's a very, very critical ethical issue that we should be able to delve in, or maybe we look it into details, because at the end of the day, I think, uh, you know every role becomes with a lot of responsibilities. The moment parents take their kids to school, that's kind of an implied, in law we call it an implied responsibility. Yeah, where now you give all the responsibilities to that teacher, to look after your kid. And once now that kid leaves that school, going home, you take back your responsibility. And therefore, looking deeper in this case, where where a child will be locked in a classroom, with no access to external world, one that really generate the issue of mental torture. Mental torture, which is I think something that should be punished by the law. Yeah, because the school administration must also be very keen. Yeah, they must understand who, yes, who left the books, who left maybe their books, Maybe those books they keep them well for them. You know, who left that and that. You know, that is after maybe they assess their classroom after all the students have left. You know, after all the students have left school. So when the school said that did not have the kid, and then now the kid is really gotten, you know, really gotten to have been locked in a classroom, that raises a very critical question about the entire integrity of how those teachers are operating. And therefore, guys, looking now at that issue from a very critical point of view, there is need for us to, you know, to try and understand. Yeah, there is need for us to try and understand if there is an element, if teachers, you know, I think I can spread this into two. If teachers dima igwete Hiyo ni part of Amazon forest. Amazon ni kubwa. Najua some part of it imeshika mpaka Italy. Na wale ni Guatemala. Thank you guys. Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you for guys for joining. Thank you for that view. I agree, guys, that there is duty of care with teachers being responsible for supervising students in classrooms, playground, and in field trips. Also, guys, there is what we call the duty of care, being derived to, to the law requiring teachers to be responsible to ensuring that kids are able to learn in a very safe environment, guys. And they should always supervise. They should always supervise students in all their activities. Also, teachers also, guys, can be, according to law, they can also be sued for being liable, for failing to report the suspected abuse that are linked with kids. Then also there is also what we call the reasonable person standard. This is where the court asks if there is what we call the prudent teacher, on how they would have probably acted in such a similar situation. So guys, when you look holistically at this case, it was all about the issue of negligence, guys, and the school does not have the immunity. The school does not have immunity of saying that it failed maybe to check on its classes. Very daring, very daring. Yeah, when they let the kids sleep inside the classroom that was locked up. So that is it, guys. So first of all, I believe that they have the reasonable person standard, with them acting for the benefit of the kids, and therefore according to the law. Yeah. According to the law, there is no way they can, there is no way they can evade the law by neglecting what we call the child rights. Also, the failure to report the abuse, because clearly based on the case study, that was a case of an abuse. That was a case of an abuse. And also they failed to to delegate their duty of care, which is very very important, guys. So guys, let's meet tomorrow, same place, same time, guys. Thank you so much for everyone that joined. Let's see what is going to unfold tomorrow, guys. As always, let's keep it up until tomorrow. May God bless you guys. Thank you.